Hello and welcome back, guys. In the previous lesson, we were discussing about basic introductions and how we can enter into conversations and stay in them. In this lesson, we are going to discuss about building sentences, subject-verb agreement, word order in English sentences, and of course, round it up with some exercises in sentence construction. Building sentences in the English language is like constructing a puzzle. You generally need to put the right pieces together to create a clear and a meaningful message. Let us focus on two important aspects, that is subject-verb agreement and word order. So subject-verb agreement is an essential rule in English grammar. It ensures that the subject and the verb in a sentence are properly matched in terms of number and person. At this point in time, you're probably scratching your head thinking he didn't even tell us what a subject is or what a verb is in a sentence, and now he's telling us we must agree. Well, in simple terms, a subject is the noun or pronoun that performs the action, and the verb is the action. Let's look at some examples. She eats an apple. Guess what is the subject and what is the verb in this sentence? You guessed correctly. The subject here, aforementioned as the pronoun or the noun in the sentence which does action, is she, while the verb, which is the action being performed, is it. And so, the subject and the verb are in agreement in this sentence as concerning number. Now look at this sentence where the subject changes. They eat an apple. Does that sound right to you? You would agree with me that that doesn't sound right. And so this is because in the sentence they eat an apple, the subject they is not in agreement with the verb eat. And so how do we fix that? Yeah, we need to change the verb to match the plural subject. And so this should be they eat an apple, eat without the S. Let's read your answers in the comment section on the following exercises concerning subject-verb agreement. The committee members dash differing opinions on the matter. The verbs in the bracket for this are has and have. Number 2, each of the students dash required to submit the assignment by Friday. The verbs in the bracket are is and are. Neither of the books dash available at the library. The verbs in the bracket is and are. The number of people attending the conference dash exceeded our expectations. The verbs in the bracket has and have. A variety of options dash discussed during the meeting. The verbs in the bracket was and were. One of my friends dash offered to help me with the project. The verbs in the bracket has and have. Number 7, the group of tourists dash excited to explore the ancient ruins. The verbs in the bracket was and were. The percentage of employees who voted in favor of the proposal dash significant. The verbs in the bracket is and are. The collection of rare stamps dash to my grandfather. The verbs in the bracket belongs and belong. The committee, along with its advisors, dash working tirelessly to finalize the report. The verbs in the bracket is and are. In the English language, words are usually aligned according to the subject, verb, object, word order. I know a new word just came into existence as concerning our lessons. The object. The object is generally the noun phrase, which is an internal complement of a verb phrase or a prepositional phrase. I know this sounds a little bit like gibberish, but in simple terms, to break that down, the object is just the receiver of an action. Going back to our prior example, in the sentence, she eats an apple, we find quite clearly that the sentence obeys the subject, verb, object, word order principle in English because she, the subject, comes before the verb eats, which comes before the object apple, which is the recipient of the action. Okay, now let's put what we have learned into practice with some fun exercises. I'll give you some words and you have to arrange them to form a grammatically correct sentence. Are you ready? Let's go. Yesterday to the park, Wednesday. I hear some of you saying yesterday to the park they went. That is not correct. We are going to look at why that is so. It is clearly because they is the subject here, following the subject, verb, object, what order we learned. They went to the park yesterday is the correct answer, because they, the subject, comes before the verb went, and we see there that the recipient of the action is the park, which is the object. Building sentences in English language is like being an architect of a Lego game, or perhaps a puzzle game. I think that one fits better. So subject-verb agreement is likened to putting two close similar tiles of the puzzle together, while word order can be illustrated by putting those two similar tiles on the right position on the overall board. And doing all of this right will give you the power to create clear and meaningful messages. Keep practicing and you become a sentence master in no time. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you had a blast learning about subject-verb agreement and word order in English sentences. Stay tuned for our next video, where we'll dive into more exciting aspects of the English language. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to never miss an update. Until next time, happy learning.